Hi, I'm Todd Various, and we're in the deepest, darkest parts of Edinburgh. What I'm going to do today is show how to reconstruct a F-lite Samsonite case for all you street performers that still use the F-lite Samsonite case, because every time that handle falls off, this is how you put it back on. When you're doing this kind of work, make sure you got a safe place to work and no one's going to bother you while you're working. I'm in a place where nobody goes right now. I got myself a keyboard stand. That's a nice solid place to do any form of pressure or drilling or hammering. Make sure you get your tools right next to you so you don't have to walk all over the place to find your tools so you don't trip and hurt yourself, especially if you're in confined places with really, really sharp steel freaking pipes coming out of everywhere. Make sure you watch out for safety, okay? So, okay. Alright, first thing we're going to do is we're going to take everything out of the suitcase, make sure it's empty, make sure we don't damage anything that's inside the suitcase. So let's do that. Okay, I've turned the suitcase over. It's still nice and sturdy on the keyboard stand. This particular antenna had the handle held together with good old duct tape, because if you can't fix it, duck it. That's true, it's been tried and tested for years. These screws have completely come away from the housing of the telescoping poles. So what we're going to do is, as far as we can, close to the handle, that way we can get all the plate held down nice and tight, because it's what the stress happens over here, right? You have to miss the screws, so make sure you look before you screw. What we'll do is we'll use the rule of thumb, 1 thumb's width in from there, and we're just going to drill a hole straight through. And there's nothing in the suitcase, we've emptied it, so we're not going to damage anything. We've drilled the holes, and now we're ready to put in the hardware. What I got here are 6mm roofing bolts. And the reason I like using the roofing bolts is that they're flat on the back. They're not flat to the point where they're flush. And I'll show you. They're nice and roundy. See there? Nice and roundy. So they'll go on the outside of the suitcase and they'll look pretty and it'll look nice. I've placed one of these, right? One of these bolts straight through the bottom of the suitcase to the hole that we drilled. And then I put a washer on the bolt and then this square nut on top of the bolt, okay? So we're just gonna spin that down real quick there. Nice. You don't have to get that really tight because we're gonna put the pressure on with the nylon locking nut. And now we're gonna put this on. That's a nylon lock nut. Alright, what I'm gonna use to get this nylon down to where it needs to be, just to start off, is a power drill and a 10mm socket there. Can you see it spinning? There's a reason for that, and I'm glad that's happened, because a lot of people don't know how to take care of this. I'll show you right now. So we just had an issue with the whole mechanism spinning, and the reason that's doing that is there's no tension on the bottom side to hold that bolt in place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a Phillips head point, go underneath, and give it a little, just to tighten it up a little bit, just to make sure, put my torque on 18 there, and hold it nice and tight with a spanner up on top. That way, it's nice and tight and it won't shake loose. Alright, as you can see there's 1, 2, 3 of the flat nuts. for the square nuts, and then that lock washer on top. That lock washer is going to keep that from coming off. And you really want to use that nylon lock washer. That's the key in this entire thing. What we used, very important, the nylon lock nut. Very important. See the nylon washer on the inside of there? That grabs those threads and does not let this bit shake loose. It doesn't matter how many of those flat nuts or those square nuts that you use, the nylon washer is very important. Now, to take up the space in between, I used a square nut, right? Underneath the square nuts, just a nice little one. Okay, so that's it. Just to recap, all you gotta do is make sure you have a safe place to work. You're not gonna be interrupted in any way. And know your materials first. Know how long you need the bolt. Know what kind of tools you're going to need. And it's really, really easy. Just get out there, spend a little bit of money, reinforce your suitcase, and your suitcase will take care of you. I'm Todd Various. Thanks for hanging out.